I'm super excited to talk about the update because there's a lot.
A lot that happened.
There's a lot. Have you had what? I haven't even done my intro. Welcome back to DooChatDay. All right, we got that out of the way. Anyway,
There's some absolutely massive things that just hit in this patch. And what do you feel is on Paragon Arenas, man?
um, so on the Paragon Arena, I think this is probably like one of the. I don't think it's as unique as their other modes. You know, like Core Rush is kind of a pretty unique staple. Eventide is a pretty unique staple. But the Paragon Arena is kind of filling. Like, oh, there were like literally everyone was calling for a competitive mode. Like, literally everyone was like ranked, ranked, ranked. Like, as I was
But
watching the
no.
Discord over the past like month or two, like literally no, since the game's like inception, there've been like all the veterans got done like collecting all the items and just getting this
Need the
level
ranks
20.
now.
Yeah, exactly. And then now we have some form of ranked. And it's really fun. It does have some like kind of it's a little bit battle royale-y, but it's not really because I mean the anything with a ring is not battle royale. It's just a way to keep the game moving. And
Yeah.
the ring looks very cool, I might say. But the whole Paragon Arena mode, like the different maps and how it works, is just really
With
fun.
talking about how it works, that's like the honor system and the honor points. How do you feel about the whole new honor system that's just been dropped on us?
Well, there hasn't even been okay, so it's it's really cool, but in the current there's not enough people for it to really matter. Um,
Mm.
because like there's so few people. I mean, there are good enough. There's a good amount of player base. Like if you get on reset, maybe you'll have some like 10 to 15 people in a Paragon arena. But like that's not enough people for a ranked system to really matter. Like they said that when the game comes out, that newer people will, if they queue for Paragon Arena, they'll just be put with other new people and bots, and that's it. Right now, newer people are put with everyone else. So, and there's a weird something I want to mention with the Paragon Arena is there's a weird thing that can happen where it can make lopsided teams. Like sometimes I've seen three people in a lobby. That's it. There's just three people, and it puts them all on one team against three bots. And
Yeah,
sometimes I've seen four people in a lobby, and it puts three people on one team and one person on the other team. That's happened to me. And I don't understand why it doesn't
oh,
just make
sad day.
even teams. Like it does make even teams the majority of the time, but it has like this weird fluke chance where it just like spits someone on the other team for some reason.
Yeah, this is the not fun time.
Yeah. But the rank system, I think the rank system is good, but it doesn't. We can't
Mhm.
really even see if it. We can't tell if it's good. It's not really doing anything. It's just bragging rights. That's it. It's just like I have reached masters. It's like it doesn't really. You're still gonna be put with unranked people. Like it doesn't really have much effect. It has small effect, but like there's really the player base is so small. Um, so we can't really see if it's like a good system right now. But it looks like a good system.
With it being as tentative as it is, have you picked up any good titles? Yep.
Oh, probably the best title I have is Master Smith, which I think is yeah, reach Arsenal level 1,000. Um,
Nice, dude.
all of the all of the ones that are Ascension based, you have to like I just now got reach Ascension level 30, even though I'm Ascension level 65, because it only checks when you
Oh
level
wow.
up. So when you level up, it checks what level you are, and you're like, oh, it's past 30. Here you go. So I had to get to level 66 to get it.
Oh
Um,
wow.
Wait, what is Forge? I'm just looking. Reach Arsenal level 2000. Okay, wait. Veteran. Yeah, reach Ascension rank 50. I should have Veteran, but I need to ascend again. And then it'll check. It'll be like, you're past 50. Here you go. Here's your Ascension.
Love how that works. Here you
Yeah.
go. Ka-ching.
Um, yeah, I've not achieved 55. Some people already have the achieve 55 pentakill ones, like since the update dropped.
Wow.
Although I don't know if
Holy
it's backlog.
moly.
It might be back. It has to be backlogging. It has to be Because, like, yeah, mine's already at 20, and I've really only been playing the Paragon Arena where you can't get pentakill. So,
Damn.
okay, it is back. It is backlogging. Man, I've only gotten 20. Damn. But
I'm not even gonna joke about mine. It's okay.
I love the titles though. I think they're really fun. Um, the only problem that I've seen with the ranking system, I haven't played Eventide much, but people have been saying that the ranks, the amount you get and the amount you lose is just kind of broken and arbitrary, and it doesn't really like it's just not working too hot right now. The one thing I will say is it is kind of slow to rank up and down. The ranks are very far apart in the Paragon Arena, at least. I haven't played Eventide. I can't speak for Eventide that much, but for the Paragon Arena, at least, like Iron is 200 points, and you get like 5 to 14 points a game. And Bronze is 500 points, Silver is 1,000, Master is 2,000, which is the last one. So it could take. They might need to reduce that a little bit, so it feels like you're making progress faster. Like you can switch ranks easily. I feel like there might it might take because it literally took me like I don't know, probably like 5 hours to get to Iron, which is like the first the first tier.
Holy moly! Yeah, that's what we call a hell level, going from silver to master.
Yeah.
Everything is just doubled and it takes forever.
And most of the
Multiple
time,
hours,
I
but
was like playing bot games and getting like 14, which is the maximum you can get.
oh wow.
So actually, 5 hours might be an overest. It might have taken like three hours. But I feel like someone just starting out shouldn't be unranked for like 3 hours of gameplay. Someone just starting like, oh, I'm gonna play Paragon Arena, and then they're unranked for the next 3 hours.
No, this isn't League of Legends where you have to just get not,
I don't know much about League of Legends, so I cannot
no,
relate.
no, you have to do 10 placement matches and then it places you inside of a rank and it's like those placement matches is
Well,
not fun.
yeah.
No.
10 placement matches wouldn't be as bad in Paragon Arena because it's only 5 to 15 minutes. But it I mean,
Yeah.
like 15 minutes multiplied by 10, that I mean that could take a while. But honor system, we can't really gauge too much from the honor system right now because it's not really doing anything. It's just making shiny. It's just giving you shinies. That's it. I do love
So
shiny.
shiny. Dude, the weapons and everything went crazy.
Oh, they went caboodle on
They went
everything.
crazy. Well, I'm gonna just start with the primary weapons and start kind of rolling. We'll
Yeah,
rattle
hold on.
through them.
Let me pull up the. There we go. Okay, so do you use battle rifles? Because I haven't been using battle rifles. I've been too busy using the facade.
I am actually using a battle rifle right now, and just kind of a janky play around build that I'm using right now.
They didn't do
But
much to
and I
battle
am
rifles.
using
They
the
buffed the
sincerity.
sincerity by a lot. I think the sincerity is
Yeah,
super strong because its reload time was reduced by a good bit. All battle rifles shot speed was increased. They no longer give health, but I don't think they really gave a significant amount of health. And their move speed was increased by 15%. So battle
the
rifles didn't
sincerity.
not much happened to it, but they do be speedy.
You weren't looking for the health anyways because it's support, isn't it?
This is for all battle rifles, and then sincerity specifically
Oh, itself.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah, sincerity though.
Baby,
Sincerity was viable even before this change, and now it's, I don't know. I think sincerity is super
even
strong.
more.
I haven't played it though, but I think sincerity, just like looking at the changes and also playing against it in game. Um, they didn't do much to assault rifles, and I haven't played assault
No.
rifles much, so I'm not really going to touch on that. I don't play SMGs, and they didn't do much to SMGs, so I'm not going to talk about that.
I do a little bit of SMG work, and no extra move speed is not cool. The
Oh
shot
yeah,
speed is really nice, but I am not happy that I just lost movement speed.
yeah. How much movement speed? It was one of the faster guns, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, um, that's unfortunate for SMGs because you'd think they'd be. Ooh, whoopsie. You'd think they'd be like a kind of fast hit and
Call of
run
Duty and
kind of.
around, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess that's kind of battle rifles are going to be taking that place, and SMGs are going to be kind of, I guess, more. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the loss of the biggest change that came from a gun losing health and speed is from the facade. Which when I was playing the facade in the Paragon arena, I was like, "Oh my god, this gun is insane," and it is insane in the Paragon arena. But then I played a Slayer, and the lack of health. I had like 3 health bars when before it gave 40% health, and now it gives 0% health.
Oh,
So
oh baby,
I went from like 4.5 health bars to like
yeah,
3.
and that's not good. Mm-mm,
It's really
that's not good.
it's hard. It's hard. It's a way harder gun to use in everything except the Paragon Arena. Because in the Paragon Arena, you have enough health to like tank kind of anything. Everyone's health is
Yes.
just big. No matter like if you're playing a high health build, your health is gonna be even higher. Like I played full protector, which was pretty funny. I just ran at people. Um, like literally, I just ran at people, and it worked very well. But playing
Orson.
yeah the well I have some strong feelings about what they did for the Borson, but we'll get to that
We'll
in a
get to
second.
that.
We'll get to that in
Ooh,
a second.
you got some spicy takes. I
But
like spicy takes.
but the facade is so strong in the Paragon arena, and the slow is really strong. But I feel like they didn't need to reduce the health as much. They definitely need to reduce the health, otherwise it just would have been like super strong. But like it's still only really strong with um like teammates. Like it's really strong with teammates, and it's not as strong with just you. Especially with the health reduction, it was cool because before the facade was like you'd play like support protector, and you had like cataplectic protection, and you could like tank for your teammates, and and the facade was really good at consistently dealing damage. It doesn't deal a lot of damage, but its travel speed is so fast it hits all of its shots. It has low range, but it hits all of its shots. And with the slow, that's super annoying. But now you have to get really close because it has like a range of like 8. Um, and you don't have a lot of health. So it is tricky to play around, especially against humans. But there are some funny builds you can play with it. Um, but yeah, it's way more interesting to play now. I keep doing that. The slow is so strong, especially in the Paragon Arena. It's so strong.
Also increased the explosion radius. The
Yes,
name.
yes, they did increase the explosion radius, which is very funny
Oof.
for the slow. You can like slow their entire team. And slow, it's a pretty strong slow effect. Like I don't know if you saw my video. I was just running around with Kong Wilder, and he had the SMGs, the primary SMGs, which are just the perfect gun because I'm slowing them so he can get close, and he shoots a lot of bullets, so he heals for 40 every time he shoots because of the infusion perk. So
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
Oof. Nasty.
yeah, with the infusion perk, it's really strong. But like I don't know, I feel like the facade got kind of like got kind of dookied on a little bit in like everything except the Paragon arena. Because I feel like for most
Hmm.
people who don't have the infusion perk and who are like just starting out and like, oh, I bought the facade, it's a cool gun, and the facade feels pretty weak at lower levels. I
Yeah.
remember. So I mean, the slow will help, but like it gives no health. It gives no health, and it's like a close range weapon because it only has 8
Hmm.
range. Um, I haven't played. I don't think. Wait. So no longer. So moving on to the Splintered Fate. So all miniguns no longer give move speed, health bonus like halved basically.
Yeah.
Um, and basically in this update, everyone is slow and doesn't have a lot of health. That was the overall change. They reduced the amount of health and they made everyone slow, except for battle rifles. They're fast. So Splinter Fate no longer gives health or move speed. Health bonus basically halved, and shot speed increased.
My minigun.
I know the health
It's okay.
reduction, but I mean it's still
That's okay.
the shot speed decrease is fine. So
It's just the movement speed.
shotguns.
Lots of movement speed. I know let's move to shotguns. That just makes me even more of a sitting duck with miniguns.
Yeah, I know.
But So,
Um,
Jock, because I'm trying to get multiple Borsons so that way I can get that infusion perk, let's talk about the shotguns. I was not pleased with this, a lot of
no.
the changes.
Okay, so shotguns, big. So I have mixed feelings about this. One, before this update, I was playing both of the shotguns, and I loved both of them very much. The Caretaker, I think, was the stronger one, but the Borson, with the infusion perk, added some new fun mechanics to it that you could use with like the right amount of
Spicy.
running guns and stuff, and you could like it was a very cool. They were cool guns. I like both of these guns. After the update, one of them, which was arguably already the better one, became a assassinating machine of unparalleled proportions, and it's just
What? Yeah,
yeah,
I'm looking at the change right
yeah. You
now.
look at the changes. Yeah, so the Borson, so
Oh,
shotguns will be a higher skill cap weapon for players who are good at maneuvering around the map and flanking. Their burst damage is unparalleled. That's true for one of them, not the other one. One of them has very high burst damage. So all shotguns move speed increased to 10%. Nice, good. That's cool. Move speed is nice for shotguns, and 10% is actually very high compared like from what it was before. Like high move speed was like 7%. Like the highest move speed from before the changes was like 7. So 10 is actually pretty fast.
fast.
Um,
Yeah.
I
Here
think the
we go.
Borson had 10% before, and the Caretaker was slower, but shot speed increased to 40. So that's for all shotguns. So they shoot faster, and you move faster. So
Faster.
the
This is
Caretaker
awesome.
charges reduced from 5 to 4. All right, good. Let's see what the context is for that change. Reactivation delay reduced from 0.4 to 0.3. So it shoots faster. It shoots just as fast as the old Borson shot. The Caretaker used to shoot slower than the Borson, but now it shoots just as fast as the Borson
Fast.
did before the changes. Arc reduced from 30 to 25. So its cone is more narrow, meaning you deal more damage from further away. So you can
Oh,
theoretically like you can hit all of your shots from like I think like a meter or maybe a meter and a half away. I don't know how much a
oh,
meter is
nice.
like, but it makes it easier to deal more damage from further
Yeah.
away. You don't have to get like on top of them. Which is why the Caretaker was arguably better than the Borson before, because its arc was already significantly better than the Borson, which to deal 4 damage, you had to like get onto them, and even then your damage wasn't that great. But the Caretaker, you could kind of like run around them and still deal more damage than the Borson.
Man,
Damage
juicy.
increased from 900 at level 1 to 145 at level 1. So both of those were level 1. So before, it was 90 damage at level 1 per shot for the Caretaker. Now it's 145 per shot, which is more damage than it did at level 20 before. The damage it did at level 20 was 126, and now it deals 145 damage at level 1. So
That's
nice.
huge.
Yeah, they did reduce one of the charges, but it does and reload time increased.
Significantly.
Yes.
Yes.
Reload time increased from 1.8 to 2. So
2.0. Yeah.
I feel like they made this change without the realization that run and gun was a mod, and run and gun was already really strong for the Caretaker. But now, like if you have 2 run and gun, you get like half your clip back, and like sometimes you can't kill someone with a full clip, and then you maybe have to use your heavy. But now you can just shoot all your shots really quick, roll, and shoot 2 more, and that usually
Two
kills
more
someone.
and
Yeah,
oh,
and
that's
then range
nasty.
range reduced slightly, which is probably good given the arc
Solid, bro.
reduction, and then health bonus reduced to 0.25. So Caretaker, just looking at this, very strong gun. Very, very fast, very mobile, deals a lot of damage from farther away. Its burst damage is insane, and paired with a heavy shotgun, you'll definitely be able to jump on someone and kill someone in a very short amount of time. All right, now the Borson. Let me tell you the sequence of events of what they did with the Borson. All right, they made the
I'm here for you.
Borson. They gave this Borson a really fun infusion perk. All right, it's a really fun infusion perk.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did this. They came up with this idea. They drafted the idea. They were trying to pick which gun to give it. They gave it to the Borson, and then immediately the next update they gave the Borson the slowest reactivation delay in the game. And now it takes like 8 minutes to have it trigger. They should have they did a little whoopsie. They should have made the caretaker the one that shoots slowly, and they should have reduced the firing speed of the Borson to make its infusion perk more viable. Like they flipped them by accident. I think something got crossed.
Man,
Someone
yeah.
handed the wrong thing to the wrong person. And now we mixed up the guns. It's terrible.
But I got the memo. No, you got the wrong memo. But I got the memo.
And then they just went with it. They just went with it. And it was a mistake.
They are super evil mega.
Yeah, this was very evil. To my I mean, the Borson isn't as bad as people are saying. It's actually really funny. As I said, I was playing full protector in the Paragon arena, and I was just running at people with the Borson. Just like, it basically never runs out of ammo, because it makes the deal, they increase the damage and reduce the reactivation delay, and increase the, and reduce the reload time, so you basically just always have ammo, because, like, you deal more damage per shot, and you're shooting really, so you just run at someone, just firing, you just, and once in a blue moon, your healing triggers before you kill them. And you're like, it gives you a little tiny advantage for a second. But yeah, I don't know why the Borson's not even that bad, but the infusion perk is useless. It's almost as useless. Yeah, it's so hard. Even like rolling and getting 2 charges back, shooting it takes. Hold on, let's do some math. Let's do some fun math with Dooda. Reload. So what's the reactivation delay? Reactivation delay 0.7. Alrighty. So it takes 1.4 seconds from rolling, getting 2 charges, and shooting. And then you heal 600 health. Before, it took 0.6 seconds to shoot 2, and then heal 600. Ugh, why? 1.4 it was already slow. You'd sometimes already die before it went off. Now it doesn't like do anything.
I'm staring into oblivion just because that's like where I see the viability of the Borson right now.
The Borson,
I really like that gun.
The Borson, like, isn't like, it's still worse than the caretaker objectively, but it's like not as bad as people are saying. Like, it's usable and it's pretty fun. But they could have just removed the infusion perk at this rate, and it wouldn't have made a difference. Like, literally, it barely triggers ever. And I'm very upset, because like, the infusion perk goes against what the gun does. It's the opposite of what the gun is. I don't, like, they need to either rework the gun or rework the infusion perk.
If you're hearing this, listen to Dooda.
SEMC. Dude, I'm not even suggesting what change you should make, what you should do specifically. I'm just saying something needs to change in the right direction. Rechange the Borson, make it an SMG. I don't care. It's so sad in its current state. Do
you think they went the right direction with the change to rocket launchers?
I don't even know what. I feel like someone sneezed while they were writing the range. They were like, "Oh, I guess it's gonna be 14 now." They were like writing in like 9 or something, or like writing in like a range reduction. They're like, whoopsie, now it has more range than sniper rifles. Whoops. I don't know. So yeah, they have 14 range now, and I believe sniper rifles have, is it 12 and 13? Are the 2 primary?
Oh my god.
What, are you reading the changes?
Yeah, finally, it's starting to make sense, and they move slower as a projectile themselves.
Yes, so that is interesting. How it has a lot of range, but at 14 range, you'd have to be moving very predictably to get hit. Like it provides counterplay at longer ranges, because you can dodge it. It's very plausible to dodge it. Hold on, I just want to look up the range of sniper rifles.
There wasn't a lot of counterplay to a double rocket launcher combo that I was playing up against. I can't remember who it was.
Well, with any build with the heretic is just very frustrating to play against. The really only the counterplay to that is if they're out of ammo and you get onto them. And then the rocket launchers, you know how they accelerate as they travel? Like, right when they shoot, they're slower, like they go whoop, like that. So it gives them a disadvantage at close range. So if you're like running around them with a shotgun, it'll be very hard for them to hit you. But then a lot of builds ran like the trial, heretic, and then like landmines for that exact reason. So it would just force you to run away. So the range of the prodigal is 13.2. The range of the primal eye is 13, and rocket launchers have 14 range. But as I said, it's not really. It's very hard to utilize the full range because it's hard to hit people at that range. If you see what I'm saying.
Yes. You
Um,
have counterplay because of the
yeah,
travel speed per second.
which is cool. And then at the ranges before, they're just as strong. Oh wait, no, they reduce it. They reduce it. So overall, it is harder to hit people, but it has way more range, which I think that's cool, and it makes rocket launchers more unique. And it also gives them, especially with the sniper changes. And you know how the both
Yes.
prodigals get slowed. It makes rocket launchers a viable counter to sniper rifles, which before they just had less range. I mean, they were still good. They were still, like, in some cases better than than sniper rifles. But now
Yeah.
they're literally a good counter
Counter. You're a literal
to,
counter. Yeah, because
because like they're slow and
Get to.
yeah, it's a good, they're a good viable counter to that, which is cool, and it makes rocket launchers more unique. Um, which is fun. So I love me some uniqueness, like what they did for over the course of like my brother me and my brother talked about this a while ago. While they were fiddling with the primary ARs and battle rifles, they kept every patch. They kind of all became more similar. Like they were just drifting closer and closer together, which kind of is a little not cool, because like why even have different guns if they're just going to be very like slight variations of each other.
Yeah.
So it is cool that each class of weapon is kind of drifting into its own niche. The only thing is I wish the two rocket launchers, actually most the guns that are the most similar are still the ARs and the BRs, like in their class. But like all the other classes, like the sniper class, both of the sniper rifles are very unique, as unique as sniper rifles can be. And I'm counting the prodigal and the Luma prodigal as the same because they're basically the same gun.
Yeah.
And like the rocket launchers are very unique. Like the Rush does small BAP over long time, and oh wait, no, the Rush does big BAP. The Trial does little BAP. I mixed up my BAPs there for a second. They did increase the damage of the Rush, and they increased the damage of the Trial. So when you hit the shots, like it takes more skill, but when you hit the shots, they deal more damage.
Ooh, yeah.
And they increased I think they made their fall off better. Yeah, I think they lose less damage from the. I mean, which doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter. They made their fall off better, so they lose less damage. The farther away you are from the center.
The way they are.
And I think they increased. Did they increase the? No, they did not. Okay, but rocket launchers, I think they needed a nerf, and they kind of got it, but they're still very strong.
Yeah.
They're not as they're objectively like very hard to use at close range now. Before you could, but now with the speed, it's really hard to use them at close range. They travel at so slow. But like I haven't seen them. I've mostly played them in the Paragon arena. And I've mostly been playing shotguns, so I'm kind of like the counter to them. So they haven't been that big of a problem.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
But I think rocket launchers are in a pretty decent place. I think they're still pretty strong weapons, but now they're more. They have more divisible things they're good against and things that counter them. They're more extreme, which is good. They're more extreme in a good way, if you see what I'm saying. Like shotguns counter them harder, and they're a viable counter to snipers, which is cool, especially with the sniper changes.
Yeah. So, do you think that the changes to mortars were also extreme to make them more standalone, because they're all keeping their that super cool ability to go over walls.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's
higher
already,
fallout.
that in itself, like the ability to go over walls, already made them very unique. I mean, like
Amazing.
that's their advantage. That's their thing. They're good at long ranges, and they'll pummel you over walls. And most of the time, you can't fight back unless you have either a heavy mortar or something, or a movement ability that goes over walls. And their weakness is you being on them, which is not. They don't like you close. They want you to be over a wall, preferably. They want a wall in between you and them. So they buffed. They mostly just buffed them. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That they didn't really. This isn't really making them more extreme. This isn't making them more mortar like
The
they're.
range increase, I'm super not excited about.
I
You
mean,
can already
okay,
almost go off screen with them.
mortars. So soft thunder, I think is really soft thunder is going to be more. Oh wait, they don't both have the same range now, do they?
Yeah,
Do
they
they both?
do.
What? Wait, really?
Range increased to 11.
Oh
That's
no!
just,
Oh no! Wait,
dude,
they've
that's
made a
scary.
mistake. Wait, they've made a mistake. So wait, I thought that was just for the soft thunder. Okay, so what I was about to say is the soft thunder is a nice consistent damage over long range. So you're just kind of consistently pummeling someone, and you're just kind of like airstriking them over and over again. And I like that it
Yes.
has long range and less damage than the orthoptic generator. And a bigger blast radius. So it's consistent and it just bops them from longer range. And the orthoptic generator had less range, which was a disadvantage, but it had a higher DPS. It was better against single targets. And it was generally better, but it did have its disadvantages, which was mainly range, because I like to play the rocket launcher, or I like to play mortars with sniper, so it was kind of annoying. The range, but wait, okay, hold on. Range 11. No, they're both 11. What if they don't? So let's try. Let's try and look at the last few things. Let's see what we were talking about. We were talking about mortars. I think the changes to mortars were good because mortars definitely needed a buff. I don't know why they made the orthoptic generator's range the same as soft thunder. I don't know why. If the orthoptic,
Harassment.
I mean, like the soft thunder does a lot of damage, but like the orthoptic generator still does. Still does.
It does enough to.
Actually,
They're gonna have
I'm
some
looking at
problems with HR with it.
I'm looking at the damages right now. Okay, 400. Yeah, it still does more if you hit, but the damage fall off is more. So you're gonna deal. So you have to be more precise. Which I think actually the soft thunder might be, but I'm not sure. I haven't really used them much. I've just been, I've played against them a lot in Paragon Arena, and they're very Drake's soft thunder build is very strong. I don't know if he's using the other. I mean, they're both. I don't know. They're both kind of on an equal playing field now. I think. I think if you're more skilled, your orthoptic generator might be better. But just, I wish they reduced. I don't know, because their damage is so similar now. It's like I don't know which one's better. It might be the soft thunder. I don't know. Even with the range, because the damage is very similar. The orthoptic generator might still be better. It does. I think it does deal. Yeah, it does still deal more damage. So the optic generator might still be better. Yeah, and it's also better against like objectives, which the soft thunder is very bad against. But all right, we talked about the flax.
Oh yes.
We talked about the facade.
Flamethrowers are in a good spot, I think. Reduce total health by a little bit, and
yeah.
more move speed, just like my.
Yeah, flamethrowers are probably good. Sniper rifles, shot speed increase, the primal eye. None of them no longer give health or move speed, which that's fine. That's good. Start damage percent reduced from 0.5 to 0.33, which I'm dumb. What does that change? Is that the damage reduction at close range?
Yes.
Okay.
To me, I'm reading that as an oddly worded damage reduction at close range.
Okay. So they increased the damage at close range, which is interesting. I believe, yeah, start damage percent reduced. So I think they increased the damage at close range. Primal Eye, shot speed increased by a pretty significant bit, so it's easier to hit
Yes.
the Primal Eye, which is good. That's good for the Primal Eye, because the Primal Eye should... the Primal Eye, like, it's weird because the Luma Prodigal and the Prodigal kind of have, like, better DPS than the Primal Eye. Like, it's kind of weird. And they also have better burst damage. Like, they just kind of just deal more
They
damage.
outclass the Primal Eye in a lot of ways.
But hopefully with these new changes, so the Primal Eye is easier to hit because they increase the shot speed. And both the Prodigals now get slowed by 35% for 0.9 seconds after firing. This change was big pog.
Huge.
Because now, it's harder to chase people with the Prodigals, and it's harder to run away and fire with the Prodigals. Because if you're running away, you don't want to shoot. You just want to run.
No, you just want to, yeah.
Unless they're at really low health, then you just, like, if a shotgun's just, like, running at you, you don't want to shoot at them, because you're just, like, grounding bolting yourself. The slow for grounding bolt is 65%. But, yeah, no, I think this change is awesome. So the Primal Eye...
I'm excited.
The Primal Eye is cool, because now the Primal Eye... I actually kind of wish the Primal Eye gave a little bit of speed, because the Primal Eye now could be, like, you know, kind of, like, running around, dealing, like, consistent damage, just, like, running around them. I think the Primal Eye could be pretty strong with, especially in the Paragon arena, because, there are only 3 opponents to kill. Brazier of Dedication isn't really good. I mean, it's still decent, but it's not as good. I think, actually, the other sniper passive might be better, where, you know, you get faster.
I'm looking at them right now.
Yeah, the other primal passive, the other sniper passive, is you gain increased movement speed whenever you hit someone, whenever you hit a target. So if you're playing, like, the Primal Eye and that passive in the Paragon arena, and you're just kind of, like, maybe with a movement ability to get you out of danger if, like, someone gets too close to you, you can just, like, jump over a wall. I think that could be a pretty strong build for, like, just, like, running around and being faster, and, like, being faster than the other snipers.
Yeah, you'd be hauling, though.
Yeah.
And then the infusion perks are not bad.
Oh, yeah, I have the Primalized Infusion perk. The Primalized Infusion perk is genuinely, especially, it's very supportive, which is fun. I'm a big fan. I think, like, when the game comes out, it'll have so much impact over the course of the game.
Oh, huge.
Because just, like, you're just, like, fighting with your team, and they're just gonna get primal, like, so fast. Especially, like, a chain gun. I kind of saw a little bit of what that was like. I went into a bot game before this update came out, and they removed Bot Slayer. But I went into a bot game after I got the infusion perk, and I just got the Finley. And I just, like, marked, like, a wild slinger and just went up to it and just, like, shot at it, and you could see my primal just go, like, just, like, tick up.
Oh, wow.
Because you get, like, what is it, 0.7 of a second, 0.75 of a second at level 1.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's and over the course of a game, playing with humans, it'll have so much impact. So Primalist Infusion perk, it's not as flashy, but it's very strong.
It's very subtly.
Yeah, you can't really see it unless you're using a shotgun or a chain gun. You can't really see it, but or Primal Fire. Primal Fire actually ticks it, which is funny. But the Prodigals and Luma Prodigals Infusion perk is good, but I think the Primal Eye now is its own. It's more unique than the other sniper rifles.
It is
cool.
More unique.
We love to see uniqueness. Yes, it's.
Sorry, man. I'm just looking. If you hit Infusion 5 with this Primal Eye, oh my god.
Yeah, what is it? It's 1.4, right, or 1.5?
1.5. You'll have +8 range. Reload speed of 12.
The infusion perk for the Primal Eye is nutty.
It's not bad. I'm looking at it right now. That's my hands all up in the screen because I got my tablet right above this. But
I'm
it's
just gonna
not
check
bad.
out the infusion perk for the Luma product. I mean, the infusion perk for the Luma prodigal is very good as well. I think the prodigal actually has a better infusion perk because the Luma prodigal's slowing infusion perk I think won't be as impactful as the prodigal dealing was like 20% more damage in its first shot. It's something like that. It deals so
It's 15.
15, okay. And then 30% at the next level. The first shot just dealing like 30% more damage.
Rack
But
is what's
let's
going to
see.
happen.
Yeah, I have my prime
We're
line at
going to
level
fall
2, so
down.
it is +8 range.
Oof,
And
that's
I can
nice.
I have enough to get it to level 4, give it the reload speed, but I don't have enough fodder. This weapon marks the target for 0.3 seconds and grants 1.5 seconds of primal cooldown. And then shot size plus 15%. It'll be the ultimate, like, using the speed passive, like I said, it'll be easier to hit. Your range will be high. Your reload speed will be reduced. You'll get primal to your teammates. It'll be... And then, oh my god,
Yeah, that'll be nutty.
wait, primal eye? And then, um, what's it called? I just said the name. Primal Fire. Primal Fire, I'm almost positive, will trigger the speed effect from Swift Stride Pendant. So if you like mark someone, every time it triggers, I think you'll just get fast. Every time it burns.
What?
I think cuz Primal Fire triggers Vanguard, and it also triggers the primal cooldown from the infusion perk from Primal Eye. It triggers both of those. So I think with Primal Fire, you'll get faster every time it triggers. I'm gonna try that out in a second, but
Oh my
I'm almost positive that's
god.
how. So yeah, I have a new build now. Primal Eye. Wait, I just want to take a quick peek at the other infusion.
I'm looking at Primal Fire right now. Oh
Range,
my god.
shot
Okay.
speed.
Woo.
Okay, so the other ones have a similar infusion perk. The range.
Mm.
Oh my god, the Loom Prodigal gets +1 clip size at level 5. But neither of them make their shots 15% bigger. Whoop whoop.
The prodigal, the Luma prodigal, once it's all the way leveled up, well, not all the way leveled up, but once it hits its second tier and slowdown, it will self-negate the slow on a fire of the first shot. I don't know about that.
Wait, for which
I don't
one?
know about that. Oh, for the Luma prodigal versus versus the prodigal itself versus the primal eye and just the infusion perks.
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't self negate. It just slows others.
That's what I'm getting at is if
Oh,
one person is coming and you shoot, you are still at a reduced speed of 33% for a short duration.
I actually think the infusion perk for the Luma particles kind of suck because it only 22%
Yes,
isn't a lot for slow, and that's at level
for
1.
only one shot.
Yeah, for
Well,
only the
every
first
fourth
shot.
shot, really.
Whereas the Luma Prodigal, the first shot of this weapon's clip deals 15% increased damage. Which, if you have like run and gun or multitasker, well, actually, no.
Hmm.
Wait, would that work? I don't know if that. I think you could shoot once, empty your clip, and then multitasker, and then that would count as your first clip. I'm not sure, but 15% is a
Ooh.
lot. Double down gives 10% at common. I think common, and that's noticeable. 10% more damage is noticeable. 15% is a lot. So I think the prodigal with that infusion perk and like
Yeah.
clemency, Nihilium Guard, which deals 15% more damage at level 20. So your first shot will deal 30% more damage, which I think, and that's not on top of any double down you might have from like
Yeah.
grounding bolt, which that'll deal on top of probably like 2,000. Actually, no, my prodigal's really low level. You'll probably start dealing similar damage to the Luma prodigal. You'll start to get up there. No, it'll deal a lot of damage. I think it'll be a really fun infusion perk, and I think it's better than the Luma Particles infusion perk.
So, well, since we're on the topic of sniper rifles, this gives us a really good segue into the heavy weapons, and that's the negate siren and objection. Both, I'm pretty happy with both of the nerfs or just the changes that they did to them.
All right, let me scroll up. Heavy weapons. Yeah, so I think the negate siren. Okay, so I got the negate siren's infusion perk.
Mhm.
And I think with the infusion perk, the slow is kind of warranted. Like the slow on yourself. Because otherwise you can just keep someone grounded while like just running around them and slowing them. Um,
Yeah.
and I think it's nice because you can like, it's also gives it a supporting element where you can like slow someone for your team. Like it's the same with like the facade. You can slow someone for your
Hmm.
team. Um, but the thing that's interesting to me is okay. So you look at the negate siren. How much does it slow with the infusion perk? It's a good bit. Yeah, 30%. So that you're like, okay, cool. It has a slow. That's understandable, right? And it has a good amount of range.
Hmm.
So then you look at what they did to the miser, and their philosophy starts to fall apart a little bit because it has it has a better. I'm pretty sure it slows for what 31% with no
Hmm.
drawbacks. It just has that as a passive, not even its infusion perk. Which don't get me started on the miser's infusion perk. Yeah, your primal cooldown is reduced by 7.5 seconds. Oh, they changed it. It's 7.5 seconds upon defeating a hero. Well, that's still pretty good. Um, but with no drawbacks and without an infusion perk, the miser just does that. It does have a lesser range, but it actually does damage. It actually has a DPS compared to the negate siren. So I kind of feel like the negate siren shouldn't have the slow and like because, like, if you don't have the slow, okay, let's look at the two examples. You don't have the slow. You're just a basic bean with the negate siren, dealing 650 damage a shot. And you're getting slowed. You're getting punished for dealing 650 damage a shot. So, and then with the slow, you just have a longer range, but it doesn't even help you get onto them because you're slowed. So, like, you can shoot them and try and close the gap, but you can't close the gap. Like, let's say you utilize its full range, you hit them from 13.8 meters away. You're both slowed for the same amount, basically. I think actually you're slowed for more. Yeah, enemies are slowed for 30%. I think you're slowed for what, 32?
33.
33%. So they're slowed for longer. They're slowed for a little bit longer. But
But
like,
less than you are.
but I don't. I feel like it would be fine without the slow. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know.
You would.
The miser can kind of already keep someone grounded, and you just run around them. You just run around, and your team just bops them. Like the facade can basically do that as it's a primary weapon.
Hmm.
The facade. So I don't know if they. I don't. They didn't buff the damage. My biggest problem with this is if they could have buffed the damage by a good bit. That's my biggest problem. That's my underlying, and its reactivation delay is 0.7 seconds. They could have buffed the damage. That's all I'm saying. They could have buffed the damage by a good bit. It needs it. Um, yeah, that's my piece. I don't know. The miser's
Hot
just kind.
take.
The miser just is just the better support heavy. I don't know. Like, it has higher range, like by a lot than the miser. Um, but it's not going to have as much impact while fighting. Like the miser is going to get you. It's a great backup weapon. It has great mods. It has sadism and warbound, which warbound increases your speed and
Oof.
sadism heals you. So you can be slowing them, healing, have increased
And speeding
speed.
yourself up.
Meanwhile, the negate siren with
Yep.
the infusion perk, mind you, you have to have the infusion perk. This is all just with the miser and a mod. The negate siren, you have to have the infusion perk, and it slows you. It slows them it slows them for less, but for longer, and it deals 650 damage at level 15. So
Well, I've
I
got a
don't
build that
know.
I'm going to work on now with the miser, the facade, and crossbow. and just be a really rude person who exists,
Yeah.
slowing everybody.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'll use the negate siren instead of the miser, and I can slow people from farther away. And I forgot about the slow.
Well, just the charge on pickup is pretty decent too
Oh yeah,
for
the
the
charge.
miser.
Yeah, yeah. The negate siren, I think it is good for using the negate siren in a sniper build.
Yeah.
Because like you can't just like slow someone from farther away with a heavy weapon. Like you can't just have like the negate siren as your grounding bolt and then not use the grounding bolt, or use negate siren and grounding bolt. That's fun. And not like it's punishing you for, you know, like if someone's running at you, you can't use this to stop them from running at you. So I think
No,
that
you
part is good.
cannot.
But then then the miser kind of becomes a better backup weapon because it's still the same banner. It has warbound, so if you have a good mod, you can run away while slowing them.
Mm-hmm.
So as sniper,
Ooh,
you can just
yeah.
like I've seen it used even before the slow was added to the miser. I've seen it used as a great backup weapon for snipers. And then they use the like little demons. They use the landmines, and support just makes the landmine cooldown slower. It's a really good build. We should probably start to wrap this up, but do you have anything to say?
Yep. You guys let us know what other kind of sneaky combos that you've been able to come up with through these patch changes down in the comments below. I want to hear them and probably steal them and try them.
Yeah.
It's looking like objection. I really like what happened with the objection,
Oh,
where
yeah,
it's
the
just
objection.
less damage closer up. Like they listened to us when we had cried out to them, "Please save us, sniper rifles." Or it was Isorod
But
actually
they
in the
didn't
town
do
hall pointed that
they
out.
didn't do anything to the heretic.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh wait, no, they did. They did. All rocket
They
launchers
did.
fall
Yeah,
off mid, but nothing really significant.
they gave it more range.
They gave it so much range. The rocket launcher, I don't think they reduced. Nope, they didn't reduce the travel speed. So heretic now just has 14 range. Nice. Okay,
Mortar. I
so
mean, all flax. Oh
now
man, yeah, we've
the
covered
heretic,
everything so far.
they did it. They did it. They've completed it. Now the heretic is objectively better than the objection. Woo! Give it up for
They have
SCMC.
done it.
They did it. Let's go. It has more range. Plus, not even including the blast radius. Not including its infusion perk. And it does more damage at close range. Let's go.
Let's bring it in. Bring it in, fam.
They
The
did it.
super mega evil corporation has struck again. We love
Yeah,
them for it.
something like that. So, most of the changes this patch were really good. I don't know what they were thinking with the shotguns. I think the rocket launchers is a pretty funny change, and I think it's probably good. There's definitely more tuning to be done. I don't know why the heretic is still super strong. They didn't even nerf its infusion perk, which is already super good. But like, this update was pretty fun. They did a lot. Then every update can't be perfect, but
No, they can't. This is gonna be a very bursty. I see it being a very deletey. Oh no.
it was already deleting with like the heretic and like sniper rifles. It was already like you shoot one Luma particle shot and one heretic shot and you're done. And then like landmines and like even with like shotguns, when shotguns aren't getting blown up by landmines, we're already pretty good. It's very bursty, as you said. I hope that I hope they try to negate that, but the sniper changes were good. Most of the changes were good. I really like the caretaker change, although it makes no sense because it was already good. But I
I'm
enjoyed playing
excited
the
about the
caretaker.
battle rifles too.
Yeah. Battle rifle was a good change. That was probably one of the best changes.
Also, the code of honorable mention of code of fusion oh my gosh, code of fusion constant.
Woo!
I really like that they have increased the primal charge rage or primal charge.
Forgot about that.
Oh,
yes, that's good. It didn't really. It was like a primalist gun, but it was like an assassin gun. Like it felt more like an assassin gun. So that's good. They significantly increased that. So, and the Paragon Arena kind of negates all the dumb changes that they made because it's just so fun to play. I don't know what's so fun about it, but it's just they did a really good job with with the Paragon Arena and how it works and stuff. And I think the Cloakin, like Boston Cloakin, is really funny.
Mm-hmm.
How it's just
I
him.
love it.
Yeah, it's so funny. You can still tell it's
His
him,
stuff is
but like
awesome.
yeah, the writing's I like the voice lines themselves too. But this is going to be at least a 40-minute podcast, so we'll probably cut it off here. But what do you think in 1 to 10? What do you rate 0.13?
I give this a 7.5.
7.5.
I'm excited to see I'm excited to see where it's going to go. I don't like where because of course I have my own bias because I like miniguns. I don't like standing there when mortars get rained on my head while I'm doing stuff.
Yeah,
But
it's understandable.
I'm gonna actually probably after this go play a couple games with the Primal Eye and mess around with the Heretic.
Honestly, at your level, you
Why
I don't.
not?
At your level, you can use the Heretic. I wouldn't really mind. It's the people who have like level 20, fully level 5 infusion perk Heretics that I have a legendary scavenger on my Heretic, and I really don't want to use it. Like I used it once with the objection, and it gives me 1.5 heavy charge per kill. Total
Oh my god!
yeah. So every time I kill one person, I get 1.5 of the Heretic. So I can just whoop pop, and I've never used it again. I'm considering recycling it just so I'm not tempted to the dark side.
No, dude, you got to use that and abuse that one. That's so
No,
good.
I'm gonna abuse it. I'll use it if someone starts spinning on my corpse. I'll leave and I'll equip it. Just to that's when I'll use it. When someone starts
Well,
disrespecting me because I was using a fun build.
how dare you teabag me for having fun? Hey, with that said, I am BKO, and thank you for letting me join you on this wonderful podcast and this rundown
Yes,
of patch 13 notes. You guys have been
yes.
fantastic, and
Would
I'll
love to
see
have you
you
again
on the flip.
sometime. Yeah.
We'll do that.